Hello world, and welcome to Spotlight News. I'm your host Jamal Bostic, and on Spotlight, we talk about the hottest news in music, sports, and entertainment. Here's what we're going to start off with first. Rapper Eminem has etched his name in the books of history one more time, and this time, it's the Guinness Book of World Records. His critically acclaimed single Rap God off his 2013 album The Marshall Mathers LP2 made the record books with the most words in a rap song ever in history. That's pretty fucking amazing. The 6-minute, 4-second song clocked in a total of 1,560 words. How can you say that many words in a rap song? Only Eminem can. Eminem isn't the first and only rapper to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Jay-Z and Lil Wayne also graced the book with their presence as well. Now on to a more somber side of the entertainment news this week. Comedian and actress Joan Rivers passed away at the age of 81. The co-host of E's hit TV series Fashion Police passed away after complications due to a throat surgery she had this past weekend. She had her funeral service, which was met by pretty much all of her wishes she wanted: paparazzi, celebrities, red carpets. Joan, you'll be missed around here at Spotlight News and all around the world. On to sports. Now, this season, Spotlight News, we're going to do sports a little differently. We're going to showcase the beauty of community college sports. As a former community college player myself, I like to showcase my fellow student athletes. Now let's go with my guys in the men's soccer team at Cyprus. Last Friday, the undefeated Cyprus Chargers went up against Moore Park and gave them a battle. The game ended in a 2-2 draw, but my man Sean Hansen and Aaron Lewis balling out once again with 1 goal apiece. And from Moore Park, Chris Rivera and Wyatt Pitcher, both with a goal apiece themselves. And on to Cyprus women's volleyball. Last week they beat Miracosta by a score of 3-0. This is Jamal Bostic. I hope you guys have a good day. Now I'm headed to my man Keenan Wright with all things in fantasy football.
Hello, welcome to Fantasy Island. I'm your host, Keenan Wright. Today we'll be discussing everywhere from fantasy leaders in week 1 and also key players to watch. But I first like to start off with a segment entitled, What Was That? Now, you know, this Thursday we had the Seattle Seahawks and also the Green Bay Packers competing in the first game of the season. Who would you think that the first 2 touchdowns would go to? Maybe Percy Harvin? Maybe, I don't know, Aaron Rodgers? No, it went to Ricardo Lockett and also John Kuhn. I know who? I don't know either. They're owned in 0.5% of people's leagues. What was that? Now I'd like to talk about Antone Smith, running back from the Atlanta Falcons. He's behind Jaquiz Rodgers, Steven Jackson, and Devontae Freeman. But yet he's the 8th leading running back in fantasy football right now. What was that? Next, I'd like to talk about Graham Gano. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's the kicker from the Carolina Panthers. And quite frankly, he doesn't like bands. The band came out halftime, and he wanted to practice his field goals, but he couldn't because of the band marching. So he ended up pushing them out the way. What was that? He still went 2 for 3 for field goals, ended up with 8 points. Next, I'd like to talk about my man, Antonio Brown, wide receiver from Pittsburgh Steelers. Where do I start? The man is just amazing. He plays football and obviously he does Kung Fu as well. He kicked the punter in the head. What was that? Now I'm going to talk about players that I feel like you should keep an eye on. We're going to start off with Ahmad Bradshaw from the Indianapolis Colts. he produced. Now, I know Trent Richardson is the starting running back, but I didn't see much from him. Ahmad Bradshaw had 70 receiving yards, also 15 rushing yards. Now, that might not be that much, but Trent Richardson finished the game with 5.1 points. Ahmad finished with 8.5 points. Which one would you rather have? You tell me. Next, we move on to Chris Ivory. Now, he splits time with Chris Johnson, but these two Chris's are just, they work well together. Chris Ivory finished with 102 yards and 1 touchdown. My last one is Marcus Wheaton from the Pittsburgh Steelers. The man is going to see lots of single coverage because of the dynamic Antonio Brown. Pick him up, and he will produce for you. Now, the last thing I would like to discuss on a serious note is fantasy player, NFL player, Ray Rice. He is now out the league, suspended indefinitely by the NFL, and the Baltimore Ravens have terminated his contract. They released footage of him beating his now wife till she was knocked out. That shouldn't be tolerated in the league, nor should it be tolerated in this world. Thank you for watching my show. Once again, I'm Keenan Wright. This is the Fantasy Island.